I really like the outdoors. I mean, when I'm out there, I feel free. There's no distractions. It's one of my favorite things to do. I've always was curious about hunting. I wanted to try it. I never did.
That was my main concern shortly after Jacob's father passed away. I didn't want him to be an indoor kid. I wanted him to be outside and enjoy it and appreciate it. When Jacob was about 7 or 8 years old, I tried to sign him up for Big Brothers and Big Sisters because I knew there was only so much I could do to get him into the outdoors and teach him about fishing and hunting. And we waited a few years and didn't really hear anything. I think we were a tough match because we were more geared towards the outdoors than sports. And then I emailed them and asked if I could take my son to one of their upcoming events.
I started volunteering for the Pass It On programs they had that would fit into my schedule. Anytime you're really passionate about something, I think it's natural that you want to share it. Mike Christensen of Pass It On circulated a very impassioned email from a mom who had been trying for 7 years to find somebody to spend time with her boy, and the kid was outdoor crazy.
Mike Christensen said Michael Pierce was a good, positive response that was local. And Michael had mentored people before.
When I met Jake, he was 11. He didn't have a lot of experience with firearms. I don't think he'd ever shot anything.
We set up our first meeting. Michael had brought some rifles and some targets, and he had everything set up for Jake to shoot some rifles a couple of times and blow up some water jugs. And Jacob thought that was just the greatest thing ever. And I knew then and there that this was going to be a really good thing.
Check the edges too. Look for a flicker of an ear or a piece of white doesn't fit in quite right.
Mike is a great man. He helps me with anything. Whenever we're hunting, he's always teaching me how to do something. He's always trying to make me do better in the outdoors, and that's what I like about him.
Jacob was very quiet, but Mike has a way of drawing him out of his shell.
I would say that my first deer I shot with a crossbow, I would say that was probably one of the most memorable hunts I've been on with Mike.
Coming down the hill, Jake. Get your rifle.
He was so enthusiastic. He didn't want to just hunt, he wanted to help me when I worked on habitat, when I was scouting, when I was doing something. That stuff, you know, propelled me to do a lot more with. And then to see what it meant to his mom too, because she loves her son dearly and she wanted him to be in the outdoors, and she was seeing the success we were having.
This and more on NRA All Access.